Today we will discuss Josephson effect. Josephson effect is basically based on the phenomena of quantum mechanical tunneling. We all know that quantum mechanically electron can tunnel through a thin potential barrier. But according to classical mechanics, it could not tunnel or it could not penetrate other region. So in Schrodinger wave equation, you have already studied that if energy of the electron or particle is less than the energy of the potential barrier, then quantum mechanically electron can tunnel through the barrier, but classical mechanically it could not penetrate. So here two metals are separated by a thin insulating layer, and एक हो गया, फिर से शुरू करें, बैक हो जाना, काट देना. Today we'll discuss Josephson effect, which is based on the phenomena of quantum mechanical tunneling. You have already studied that in Schrodinger wave equation, if energy of the electron is less than the energy of the barrier, then quantum mechanically electron can tunnel through a thin potential barrier, but according to classical mechanics, it could not tunnel through that barrier or it could not penetrate the barrier. So here two metals are separated by thin insulating layer. Then detectable amount of current is observed which obeys Ohm's law at low voltages. In Giava's tunneling experiment, if one metal is replaced by a superconductor, then no current is observed until potential reaches the threshold value. And this threshold value is Eg upon 2. So current starts flowing when V is equal to or greater than Eg upon 2, where Eg is the energy gap. In 1962, Josephson effect was observed by the scientist Josephson, and in Josephson effect, both the metals are replaced by superconductors. When both the metals are replaced by superconductors, these two are superconductors and they are separated by a thin insulating layer, then Josephson observed that in addition to normal tunneling of single electron, Cooper pairs also tunnel through the barrier, and this barrier is known as Josephson junction. If DC voltage is applied across the junction, it causes radio frequency current oscillations across the gap. That is, very high frequency electromagnetic radiations are produced from the gap, indicating the presence of a very high frequency alternating current in the gap. And wave function of Cooper pairs on each side of the junction penetrate the barrier with experimental decreasing amplitude, just as the wave function of individual electron would. Wave function of Cooper pairs on both sides would be highly correlated. There are two types of Josephson effect, DC Josephson effect and AC Josephson effect. Here we will discuss first DC Josephson effect and then AC Josephson effect. We will not go into the qualitative analysis. We'll discuss here only qualitative analysis. Will not go into details of mathematical analysis. So in DC Josephson effect, current through Josephson junction that has no voltage across it, that is zero voltage current flow. If current did not exceed a limiting value, that is critical current, there would be no voltage drop across the tunnel barrier, and magnitude of maximum zero voltage current would be reduced by a magnetic field. And current flowing through the junction when no voltage is applied across it is given by Ij is equal to I naught sine phi, where phi is the phase difference between the wave function of Cooper pairs on either side of the junction. I naught is the maximum current that the current can carry without a potential difference across it. And I naught depends on structure of the junction, that is thickness of the junction. In AC Josephson effect, static potential V naught is applied across the junction, which causes current oscillations across the gap, that is high frequency electromagnetic radiations are observed from the gap, due to which an additional phase delta phi will be introduced by the Cooper pairs during the tunneling across the junction, so that the equation becomes Ij is equal to I naught sine phi plus delta phi. And according to quantum mechanics, we know that delta phi is equal to Et upon h cross, that is equal to twice EV naught upon h cross into T. Here the factor 2 is taken because the Cooper pairs contain 2 electrons. So the equation becomes Ij is equal to I naught sine phi plus 2 EV naught T upon h cross. This equation represents alternating current with an angular frequency omega is equal to d phi upon dt, which varies with time. Omega is equal to d phi upon dt, which is equal to EV naught upon h cross, is equal to E upon h cross is equal to omega upon 2V naught. I varies sinusoidally with time. So this equation states that photon of energy h cross omega is equal to 2 EV naught is emitted or absorbed when an electron pairs or Cooper pairs cross the junction. If we take DC voltage V naught of 1 microvolt, then DC voltage of 1 microvolt produces frequency of 483.6 megahertz. So by changing the DC voltage, frequency will also change. So this relationship E upon h cross is equal to omega upon 2V naught. This permits determination of E upon h cross from the relationship between voltage and the frequency of photon emitted when electron pair or Cooper pair crosses the barrier. Applications of Josephson junction devices. Josephson junction devices have wide variety of applications, which we'll discuss in detail in the next lecture. But one of the most important application of Josephson junction device is SQUID. SQUID is the superconducting quantum interference device and abbreviated as SQUID. SQUID is basically a double junction quantum interferometer which is formed from two Josephson junctions mounted on a superconducting ring. So we'll discuss SQUID in detail in the next lecture. There are two types of SQUIDs, DC SQUIDs and AC SQUIDs, also known as RF SQUID. So we'll discuss in detail in the next lecture.